Tonight, House Democrats have closed their case in the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump.
Democrats wrapped up their arguments claiming Mr. Trump spent years spreading hatred and division, and that on January 6th, he lit the match that caused the explosion of violence. KCAL 9 political reporter Tom Wade is live in the studio tonight with the latest. Tom?
Hi there, Pat and Juan. Well, Democrats and even some Republicans say the House Democrats put on a compelling case, but political analysts say it's unlikely Democrats will sway 17 Republican senators. That's how many they would need to secure a conviction. A mob out of control, rioters overwhelming the Capitol. Democrats making their closing argument, once again trying to show the violent crowd was taking orders from then President Donald Trump. We were invited by the President of the United States! And even when the dust had settled in the days and weeks after the insurrection, Democrats tried to show rioters still believed they were acting on Mr. Trump's orders. This woman from Texas flew on a private aircraft to take part in the insurrection.
This was our way of going and stopping this deal.
If it comes down to war, guess what? I'm going to be there.
We're all going to be up here and we're going to be breaking those windows.
Personally, I do not feel a sense of shame or guilt from my heart from what I was doing. I thought I was following my president. I thought I was following what we were called to do.
They did what he told them to do. This pro-Trump insurrection did not spring into life out of thin air. We saw how Trump spent months cultivating America's most dangerous extremist groups.
Democrats tried to show Trump spent years fomenting violence.
See, the first group, I was nice. Oh, take your time.
Replaying the chilling and violent images and attack carried out by white supremacists in Charlottesville. And President Trump's response to the deadly and racist violence.
I think there's blame on both sides. And you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
The jarring images may hit hard outside of Washington, but whether they made a difference here in the Senate is another question. Professor of politics at Claremont McKenna College, Jack Pitney.
The presentation was cogent, it was fact-based, it was persuasive. The trouble is the Republicans don't seem to be persuadable. They're responding to constituents rather than to the arguments in the Senate chamber. It seems very, very likely that they'll vote to acquit Trump.
Democrats argued Mr. Trump egged on his supporters after the siege of the Michigan Capitol and the plot to kidnap that state's governor. We also learned during the Capitol siege, the former president called Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. The freshman Republican says he told Mr. Trump he had to go because Vice President Mike Pence had just been evacuated off the Senate floor, as seen in this video. Just minutes later, Mr. Trump took aim at his own vice president on Twitter, even as a mob was hunting him inside the Capitol.
President Trump was not showing remorse. He was showing defiance. He was telling us that he would do this again.
Mr. Trump's lawyers will begin their defense tomorrow.
The defense team is probably going to make one or more of several arguments. First, that notwithstanding the Senate vote the other day, that it is not constitutional to try a former president. Even though the Senate has settled that, they'll still try to make that argument. Second, that there isn't a clear causal connection between Trump's words and the insurrection itself.
Impeachment managers closed out their case focused on the harm the Capitol attack has caused, including the psychological effect on those working inside the Capitol.
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, show me your hands, show me your hands. Then I did not know if they were right outside.
These people matter. These people who risk their lives for us.
The Trump team expects to need just one day for their case, and that means Trump's attorneys could wrap up by the end of the day tomorrow. I'm Tom Waite reporting live. Pat, back to you.
All right, thanks, Tom.